Hey, let's take 2025 real serious in the black business community. In this video, I'm gonna share with you 2 things that you should have known yesterday about your business. 2 metrics, 2 formulas. If you don't know them, learn them, write them down in this video, and I promise you, your business next year gonna go crazy just by you knowing this. See, one thing they say about business, about life, if you just measure stuff, you'll get better. Like if you just wake up every morning and you was just to get on the scale, you'll lose weight. If you just measure your business, it'll get better. So these 2 measures, these 2 measurements are gross profit and net profit. You probably say that seems elementary, but a lot of people don't know it. All right, so let's just take let's say you selling hair as a black business owner. I'm using stuff that's cliche, that shit that we do. We sell hair, we sell bundles, right? So you a lady selling hair, or you a guy selling hair, and you made $100,000 last year selling hair. That was your revenue. So for gross profits, what you do is you take your total amount of revenue, you minus your cost of goods, and you divide it by your revenue, and then you multiply it times your revenue. Okay, so let me show you how this would work. If you had made $100,000 selling hair and it cost you $70,000 to get the hair, your cost of goods, right? You would divide that by 100,000 and then multiply that times 100. That means you got a 30% gross profit margins. Now for your net profit, you're gonna do the same thing, except for minusing the cost of goods, you minusing the total expenses. So the total expenses is gonna be the cost of goods as well, but maybe you got a shop that you sell out of, so you got rent there. Maybe you have to market, you gotta ship stuff out, you gotta pay taxes, you gotta drive and use your gas. That's the total expenses. So what the net profit may look for somebody who's selling hair, you may have made $100,000, but your total expenses, right, may have been $85,000 once you add in the taxes, and you had to pay for this platform, and you had to pay for people who did card processing, all the total expenses. Then you divided that by 100, you're gonna get 0.15, and then you multiply that times 100, you're gonna have a 15% net margin. All right, so that means your gross profit was here, and what you actually netted after everything was a little bit below, a little bit here. So you need to know that, like, if you just start tracing that, your business is automatically, or it could automatically get better, because you should be trying to make adjustments to what that gross profit is and what that net profit is. And then once you learn those 2 things, there are a couple more things you need to know too. Like you need to know what they call CAC, which is CAC, which is the cost to acquire a customer, right? What does it cost you to acquire a customer? And then another thing you should know is LTV. That's the lifetime value of a customer. Like Starbucks LTV, they say is to be about $14,000. That's the how long a customer would be with Starbucks. The duration of money that they would spend is about $14,000. So if you knew you was gonna make $14,000 for a customer, your CAC, like your cost to acquire a customer, I mean, dude, it could be a lot, right? There's other metrics that you need to know, but those first 2 that we talked about, your gross profit, your net profit, you definitely got to know that, especially if you got to measure that, because what if somebody wanted to come buy your business? They want to see what kind of room it is to play with, right? And then if you really know your cost to acquire, if you knew those things, like how could you, you could explode your business to a whole nother level. But the only way you're going to know these things is to measure these things. So I say all that to say in this message, if you're watching here with me, in 2025, the black culture, the black business community, we got to start really measuring our business, even if we're not happy with what we're seeing, right? It's like jumping on the scale. You're probably not going to be happy with what you see when you jump on the scale if you have not been eating right, if you have not been measuring your weight. You're probably not going to be happy with it. Yet, if you do, if you jump on the scale, you can now put a plan together, right, to get your weight right. We talk about business, get your business right. So I'm saying 2025, let's jump on the scale. Let's see where we at. Let's start measuring our net profit, our net profits, our gross profits, our cost to acquire customers, and our lifetime value of a customer. You may say, well, Stormy, I don't know how to evaluate these things. I need help with that. You probably do. So either do some research or hit me up. I'm not free to talk to. You see what I'm saying? I do this for free, but I'm not free to personally talk to. So if you hit me up, like, I'm not gonna just talk to you for free, because I do this for free. You can go do your own research, but if you need like one-on-one help, then there's a cost to that, just like if you was going to school, you feel me? So I appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully you got something from that. If I left anything out, Let me know below.